If you've been following my channel since last year, then you know every week leading up to the game, I make a video on the opponent we're playing that week. And if you're new to the channel, well, now you know. Anyways, with that being said, this week we got the New England Patriots. I mean, well, what else can you say about the Patriots, man? Perennial Super Bowl team. They're always in the conversation for the Super Bowl. They're a really good team every single year. They won their division like for the past, I don't know, 40 years it seems like. And next year is going to be the same thing because everyone else in their division looks like they took a step back, besides maybe the Jets. So, the Patriots. Starts with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, man. Who makes who? Nobody knows, but all we know is that they're a great duo. Belichick is going to go down as the greatest coach of all time. Brady's probably going to go down as the greatest quarterback of all time. Brady and Belichick, well, I say Belichick has the ability to make his players play better than they are. It's always a thing. It always happens. You know, certain player leaves New England, that player scrubs it up. A player scrubbing it up somewhere else comes to New England, he balls out. Like it always happens. So when looking at the Patriots roster, you know, even though the roster doesn't look too good, especially this year, the players are gonna play better than what they really are. So, anyways, let's take a closer look at their team. Tom Brady, we already discussed him. He's Brady, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. Even though he's like 42, I believe, maybe 41. Until Brady shows signs of him slowing down, he's not going to slow down, you know? So I still expect Brady to be Brady. Their offensive line, I would have said they improved from last year, but first round left tackle Isaiah Wynn is out for the season. They got Trent Brown for a right tackle, and he's been moved to left tackle. They lost Nate Soldier. Nate Soldier was mediocre last year at left tackle. So, maybe the offensive line improved a little bit, but not as much as it could have if Isaiah Wynn would have stayed healthy. At the running back spot, they lost Dion Lewis, who was, I guess, their main running back last year. I don't want to say starting because the Patriots have like 40 different running backs who all do 40 different things. And, obviously I'm exaggerating, but yeah, the Patriots have different running backs. They all have a different role. Of course, Dion Lewis is gone. His replacement, probably Sony Michel, who was a first round pick in last year's draft. I'm not sure if Sony Michel is gonna play week 1 because he is hurt. I forgot what his injury was, but he is gonna miss some time. He missed all of the preseason, I believe, but not sure if he'll be ready for week 1. They do have James White and Jeremy Hill still, so I believe maybe Jeremy Hill is gonna do more of the running, and James White will be doing more of the receiving early on. Tight end, you got Rob Gronkowski, the best tight end in the NFL. I know Jalen Ramsey says he's not that good, but I mean, I agree with most of the stuff Jalen Ramsey has been saying, but Ramsey, you're wrong on this one. Gronk is a monster. I mean, you can't really stop Gronkowski, man. You can only contain him. The guy is one of the best players in the league, hands down. At the wide receiver spot, yikes. The Patriots arguably have the worst wide receiver group in the NFL. Arguably, because you do have the Jaguars and the Colts. Well, the Colts at least have T.Y. Hilton, but you do have the Jaguars. They have, as of right now, going into week 1. Their top 3 receivers are Chris Hogan, Philip Dorsett, and Cordero Patterson. None of those 3 guys are scary. Chris Hogan is just another guy that Brady makes look good when he's going up against, scrubs. Philip Dorsett, he's never been good. He never will be good. Cordero Patterson, same thing. Yes, they still have Julian Edelman, but Edelman suspended for the first 4 games, so the Texans will not see Edelman, and Edelman is clearly the Patriots' best wide receiver. From last year, this position group definitely took a huge hit. They lost Amendola, they lost Brandon Cooks, so they pretty much lost. As of right now, they don't have their number 1 receiver from last year, their number 2, or their number 3. So, Patriots wide receiver group is looking pretty thin. Now, when you move over to the D-line, you almost, I wouldn't say almost, actually, I say half the line from last year's coming back. You got, Brown, their D tackle. You got Trey Flowers also coming back from last year. But now you add Adrian Claiborne and, Danny Shelton. Now, I think Danny Shelton was a great pickup, man. I honestly do not know why the Browns traded him. I think Danny Shelton's a hell of a player. So now they have Brown and Danny Shelton in the middle of that defense. Yikes. It's going to be hard to run on them. And as the edge rushers, you have Trey Flowers, who, he was pretty decent last year, and Adrian Claiborne. I don't really think too highly of Adrian Claiborne. I really don't think he's all that good. I think why he blew up was because of that 6-sack game he had against the Cowboys backup left tackle. Yeah, I don't really see him being that impressive. So their D-line did improve some. I don't see it being, all that crazy improved. And then their linebackers, they do have Dante Hightower coming back, who is a huge improvement of whatever they had there last year. Other than that, though, the rest of their linebacker corps isn't really that good. It's just Dante Hightower. And even then, Dante Hightower is just a run-stopping linebacker. Not really a cover guy. He's more of a Bernardrick McKinney type, you could say. And then you move on to the secondary. They lost Malcolm Butler, but I think losing Malcolm Butler was addition by subtraction. I don't think Malcolm Butler is good, man. I never, ever liked Malcolm Butler, man. I think ever since that Super Bowl play, Malcolm Butler has been the most overrated player in the NFL. To me, Malcolm Butler is average at best. So they lost him. He was their number 2 corner. But they gained Jason McCourty. Jason McCourty is a little bit older. He's like 31, I believe, maybe 32. But last year he was having a really good season for the Browns. But, it was definitely overlooked because it was the Browns. So I do think the Jason McCourty signing was an under-the-radar signing that's going to be really good for the Patriots. And, of course, you got Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore isn't, an elite corner, but he's a very solid corner. I really like him. He's really good. And at safety, you have, of course, Patrick Chung. And you have the other McCourty, Devin McCourty. Jason McCourty's brother. So you got both the McCourtys at safety looking good. The nickel corner, they got Rowe, who isn't really all that good. He's just, average at best as well. But I do think their secondary improved with the addition of Jason McCourty. But again, how I said at the start of the video, despite their linebacker group being not so good, despite their wide receivers being disgustingly bad, these guys will still win the division. These guys will still probably end up with the number 1 seed. These guys will still probably end up playing in the AFC Conference Championship game, because these guys are coached by the best coach in NFL history in Bill Belichick. Overall, yes, I'd say offensively, this team took a step back from last year because of the missing wide receiver weapons. And I'd say they took a small step forward on defense. They did lose Matt Patricia, but it's Belichick, man. The guy can probably pull a water boy or something and have him call plays, and he'd turn into a good defensive play caller, man. Like, let's just be honest, dude. So, that's really my take on the Patriots this year. Patriots fans, if you're watching and I missed anything, feel free to comment down below what I missed. I mean, again, I'm a Texans fan. I somewhat follow every team in the NFL, but I don't know every single detail about other teams besides the Texans, Colts, Titans, and Jaguars. Those are the only teams I really know everything about. So, yeah. Anyways, with that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.